Yo, what up YouTube? I'm going to jump straight into it. Do you guys want cheap car insurance? Well, if you're a young driver in the UK, you find it hard to get cheap car insurance on the cars you want. And I'm 22, I've got a BMW 420 M Sport, and well, I'm going to run you through how I got cheap insurance on that. So yeah, let's start with the first step. If you're a learner driver, and say that you're doing your driving lessons and everything, but what I found easier when I was a learner driver was I brought my own car, and then I insured that on provisional insurance, not a full policy like you do when you pass, but on a provisional, and that allows you to be the named driver. I was with a company called Flux Direct for that. So if you live in the UK and you want cheap learners insurance, go with Flux Direct. And I was with Flux Direct for a year and a half on my learners policy, and I saved money because I weren't doing a lot of driving lessons. I think I only did about 20, well, about 15 lessons I did. So yeah, at the end of my first year of the policy, I got a year's no claims. And in the UK, that is a big thing, no claims is. Because the more no claims you have, the cheaper the insurance is going to be. So yeah, let's carry on. Then when I passed, I had the same car. I kept the same car for 2 years. And basically, when I passed, I was looking around. I put my year's no claims on, and it was still coming up to about £2,000 my insurance was. So I then looked into my options. I then put my parents down onto my insurance policy, and that brought it down massively. It brought it down to about £1,500. And then that's still a bit pricey. So I thought, who has got a very good driving history in my family? Who has got a lot of no claims, clean licence? So I put my brother down, and that brought my insurance down to £1,200, which I was willing to pay. So I insured my car for £1,200, and that through that. But then I looked at other options as well. Dash cams. Dash cams in the UK brings your insurance down a little bit depending on your insurance provider, because obviously if someone crashes into the back of you, there's a camera facing, see who's at fault. Someone crashes in front of you, or you crash into someone, they can see who's at fault. Same with the sides. So I noticed that brought down my insurance a bit as well. Also, like, one thing I noticed was more of an excess that you put on for, say, your crash. So I had the £500 excess, and the less of an excess, the more your insurance is going to be. So I put mine as 500 because, well, at the time I weren't expecting to have to claim on my insurance or anything. So yeah, so I did that for the first year. Then obviously I got another year's no claims. And then I did the same process again for my second year. It came down to about £800 my insurance did, with 2 years no claims and everyone's still on all the things I've already done. Then in July 2017, I crashed my Corsa. Was it 2017? Yeah, 2017 I crashed my Corsa. The car that I was learning in and everything. I didn't claim. I did not need to claim because there was no one else involved. All I did was I lost control because of a vehicle on my side of the road. I lost control in the wet. My car's jackknifed and flipped, and I've ended up in a farmer's field. I I walked away, I don't know how. I had a fracture on my spine and I had broken ribs. But I still managed to walk away. Yes, I collapsed eventually, but I walked away. Then I brought BMW 1 Series. This is where it got a bit funny for me, because the 1 Series was a bigger engine. I went from a 1.2 to a 2 litre engine. So my insurance, I was struggling to get insurance on. Then I looked into telematics. If you're not unfamiliar about telematics, what it does is it tracks your driving monitor. So it'll monitor your braking, your acceleration, the times you're driving, how aggressive you're cornering, all that. It monitors the whole lot. But it also limits you to how many miles you do a year. And that. So for my first 2 to 3 months in the 1 Series, I put telematics on it. So it brought it down from £2,000 to £1,300. And then after them 3 months, I then got 2 years. I then had years driving experience. So I then looked at it again, and my insurance came down to £1,500 without a black box. So I insured it without a black box, and this was before I even put my brother back on it, or my mum or my dad in that. So I then rang them up. I was like, right, I want to put my brother on it and my mum. They was like, okay then, we'll give you a refund of £200. I was like, alright then. So theoretically I was insuring the BMW for the same price as my Corsa. So I didn't mind. Then obviously I got another year's no claims from the Corsa, because when I rolled the Corsa I forgot to cancel the insurance. So it was still rolling. So then I got 2 years no claims. And like I said, this is where it helps. I got a quote on a 4 Series when I had the 1 Series. And the quote came up to, I think it's £3,000. And I really did not want to justify paying that. So I held off a little bit. This was in November I did the quote. Come February I was fed up with the 1 Series. I wanted something better, something nicer, something that stands out. So I went and looked at a 420 M Sport. I was like, yeah, I want it. I then rang my insurance company up. I was like, right, here's the reg of this car. I want to buy it. They was like, okay then, well, it's going to be an extra £1,000 a year. I was like, well, I've got another year's no claims, as you know, but I've also got another year's driving experience. I've got a clean licence and that. What if I add my, I can't remember who I added onto it. I think it was my uncle. What if I had my uncle onto it? No, it wasn't my uncle. It was a friend. I was like, what if I had a mate onto my insurance? And they was like, okay then. They put my mate through it, and they actually got it down to the same price as the 1 Series. And I was like, okay then. But I'm putting dash cams all in the car. They're like, okay then. Took it down to £1,100. I was like, alright then, that's sound. There was like, you get anything else on it? I was like, well, I might put a tracking device on it. I haven't put a tracking device on it because I don't want it. I don't see the point. I live in a quiet area. No one's going to rob my car. But I looked at it. Took it down to £700. But I didn't want, I don't know why I haven't done a tracking device on it. So, but they're the steps. Obviously now I'm 22, I'm driving around in a 190 brake horsepower car in 2 years of driving. But what I've noticed is them little tricks that I've done. So, getting a no claim, learning to drive in your own car, getting a year's no claims, driving insured driver's experience as a learner was a big benefit. Then, insuring someone else on your vehicle as well as yourself. So a secondary and third driver. Then I looked at, obviously, you got the telematics, which brings your insurance down a lot, but it limits you. But they, like I said, they are a big benefit because it can take an insurance quote from, say, £1,900 to £900 in seconds. And then, obviously, tracking device, that can bring down your insurance massively. And dash cams. Dash cams, I highly recommend everyone gets, because if someone crashes into you, then the police can figure out from the dash cams who's at fault. Is it you or the secondary party? So there's 6 tips there on how to make cheap insurance. If you want any more advice, just comment below and I will reply to you. But I thought, because it's a question I get asked daily, how do you insure a BMW at your age? Quite simple. I did a few tricks on my insurance. I got some no claims as a learner, no claims as a fully qualified driver, putting family on the insurance, dash cams. I went for telematics at one point. Even telematics insurance, if you have telematics for a year, you will notice your insurance will go down massively the next year when you don't have telematics, because they can get the report off your old insurance of what your driving was like. But yeah, so until next time guys, I hope this video helps any of you new drivers out there. But yeah, until next time guys, peace.